Hi, I'm Lisa Leiter. In Chicago Business Today, Motorola's future. Motorola today holds its annual shareholder meeting in Rolling Meadows. The gathering comes on the heels of a better-than-expected earnings report from the Schaumburg-based cell phone maker. The Droid is helping to reverse a 3-year sales slump at Motorola, but the question is, can the company sustain a turnaround? Earlier, I sat down with Crain senior reporter John Pletz to talk about Motorola's future. John, thanks for being here. So sales were strong for Motorola's Droid in the latest quarter. What's the outlook going forward? Are they going to be able to sustain this given all of the rivalry that's coming?
That's really the question. Motorola got off to a fast start with the Droid. They had pretty much the top end of Verizon shelves alone to themselves. But HTC just launched a product this week. They're going to be going head to head, and we'll see how they fare. That's going to get very crowded very fast.
Is Motorola still on track to spin off its phone business in the first quarter as it had said it wanted to do? And what does it need to do between now and then to make sure that it happens?
Motorola still wants to spin it off early next year. They're on their way. What's got to happen between now and then? They've got to start making a profit. That's not going to happen until the fourth quarter. So they've got to keep their sales momentum going. They've got to sell more smartphones in what's going to be a much more crowded market this year. But they've also got to keep a lid on costs, and I wouldn't be surprised to see some additional cutbacks. You know, not near the kind of layoffs we've seen in the past, but Sanjay Jha made clear that, you know, they may do some headcount reduction or at least shuffling some jobs from hardware to software and otherwise.
When would these layoffs come?
Sometime over the course of the year as they continue to kind of reshape and tweak the business heading for a spinoff.
What else is Motorola planning in terms of growth, you know, as it moves toward this spinoff? Is it looking to do anything new to try to compete with Apple, whose products are so popular?
I think at some point you'll see them get into, if not the tablet space specifically, something between the phone and the computer that revolves around home entertainment. And they're already actively working on those devices. They're not saying exactly when they'll be producing one, but I wouldn't be surprised to see one coming in the next year.
We also had last week Hewlett-Packard buying the maker of the Palm. What kind of impact is that going to have on Motorola going forward?
Well, it's not great for Motorola. Palm's been in this business for a while, so you're not exactly going to see a new competitor. But you've got one more big successful computer company getting into the phone business, like Apple, like Dell. So, you know, it's just one more threat they got to face.
And the annual meeting is tonight. What's on tap for the meeting tonight?
I think you're just going to get a lot of questions about exactly what are these two companies going to look like. That's changed off and on since this idea first came up over the last couple of years. So I think you're going to hear a lot of questions from investors. What's in it for me? How's this going to work? How are the two companies going to be stronger than the existing company today?
Okay, great. John, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
And that's this edition of Chicago Business Today. Watch for any headlines from Motorola's annual meeting at chicagobusiness.com, where you can find all of your breaking news. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.